Tonight, divisiveness and turmoil in our nation's capital. We've known for a long time that Republicans and Democrats don't seem to want to find compromise with one another. But over the last several weeks, we've seen it within the Republican Party. Case in point, we are more than 2 weeks without a Speaker of the House. That's something that hasn't happened for this long before. The Republican Party can't agree on one. And without one, the House can't do its work, meaning it can't pass any aid for Israel or Palestine or Ukraine. And today, Kent spent the day keeping track of this mess in motion. And we're all wondering tonight, Kent, what's the end game here?
Yeah, that's a question everybody wants the answer to, Jana. For a moment today, it looked like there could be a solution that would allow the House to get back to work and tackle those big issues. But that plan quickly fell apart. Shortly after that, I caught back up with political analyst Brian McClung. He spent years working in Republican politics, but like everyone else, has never seen anything like this before.
We are functionally in the middle of a government shutdown. We have a U.S. House of Representatives that cannot take up or pass legislation. We have an ongoing war in Ukraine. We have a new war happening in Gaza. We have a federal budget continuing resolution that ends in less than 1 month. The U.S. House cannot just be in this continued state of having an inability to get anything done.
For the first time since the House of Representatives voted to vacate the speakership 2 weeks ago, it briefly looked like the man who was less than thrilled to be left holding the gavel, Representative Patrick McHenry, would have his powers expanded and extended until January. But after briefly backing that idea this morning, Representative Jim Jordan did a 180.
We decided that wasn't where we're going to go. I'm still running for Speaker, and I plan to go to the floor and get the votes and win this race. But I want to go talk with a few of my colleagues. Particularly, I want to talk with the 20 individuals who voted against me so that we can move forward and begin to work for the American people.
But to this point, Jordan has been losing support, due in part to complaints of threats and political pressure tactics. Minnesota Representative Pete Stauber became the 22nd Republican to vote against him yesterday, saying it became clear that he cannot unite our conference.
Pete Stauber is a former police officer who was shot while on duty. He's a former hockey goalie. This is a guy who can take some tough blows. So I do not think that Congressman Stauber is the kind of person who's going to be intimidated.
Though it's unclear where that leaves Republicans. With time running out, McClung says moderates might be looking across the aisle.
Some people have looked at this idea of, the centrists coming together and fixing this, at least in the short run, as sort of a West Wing TV episode style moment. It is kind of, but really at this stage, it might be the only way out of this mess. The longer this goes on, the weaker the United States government is, the weaker our position on the world stage is, and more politically, the weaker the position of House Republicans is.
In the last half hour, a representative for Jim Jordan said that he will seek a third vote for Speaker tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. our time, but there is no indication whether any of those 22 no votes have changed their minds. We did reach out to Representative Stauber for a comment on where he stands tonight. We have not heard back. Jana.
Well, because Brian's an analyst that's been on this show a lot, did he speculate where he thinks this may go?
Well, this was earlier in the day before all of this stuff tonight happened in terms of another vote coming. But he had thought that it looked like, he said, it would require Democrat votes at this point because he just doesn't see where the math adds up anywhere with how divided this party is. Now, whether or not they can do anything behind closed doors, it seems like everyone wants to avoid that, but we'll see.
Yeah, the word from Politico and the Washington reporters today that everything that happened behind closed doors today was not great. There was still a lot of arguing, so I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, screaming, I think I heard.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ken.